Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games. We've recently been playing a little bit of Gorkamorka, which is a fantastic miniature skirmish game produced by Games Workshop in the mid-1990s. Now, we had a fantastic multiplayer race game the other night as a bit of a lead-in to Orktober. We're going to be playing Gorkamorka until the end of the year as a campaign, which we're going to be running in store. And so we had a big race to get everybody fresh with the rules. And so we've produced a little video where we're going to show you some of what went on, and I'll do a little bit of explaining about what's going on with the action. And yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Gorkamorka! This is the course. Here we go. This is around the perimeter. We've set this up across two 6x4 tables to give us a nice large area. We had 6 or 7 players lined up for the race. That's the finish line. Here we go from the start line. That was my truck, the black one, just crossing the line. This yellow one here belongs to Jim, and round this corner, so we treated all the edges of the board as a cliff face and a solid wall, so if you crashed into those, that was counted as a head-on collision or a scrape. And yeah, back round to the finish line. A little canyon there on the left hand side you could just see was a little bit of a shortcut, but also perilous because had lots of curves and twists and winds and what have you. Over here at the starting line, we've got a little bit of action going on. Now this grey truck that you can see people pointing at has just exploded, and the boys on the back are being jettisoned around and onto the front of other vehicles over there. Now what's happening here is Jim has thrust his truck forwards using his thruster engines, so he's shooting straight forward, and that is my truck there, the black one behind him. In this scene Jim is still moving forward, but I have moved into a chase position, which means that I shadow his moves as he races around the track. Here Julian is moving his truck forward. This is an example of using the turny gubbins, which is this little device he's holding over the truck. You place that over the truck so you can make sure that you're making a correct 45-degree turn. So here he's just debating what type of movement to make so he can try and crash into Lewis's truck there, the grey one on the left hand side. So here you can see this spun completely and back over to the chase. All the action's moving on now. So Lewis's grey truck here on the side has moved away from the wall, started moving a little bit forward. Julian's truck has crashed into the wall. We're progressing further round now. We're almost at the halfway point. That orc on the floor there tried to jump off and mount my vehicle, but failed. So he fell off, but he didn't take a wound or anything. That's Jim's stomper we put in the middle of the table. That's to dissuade anybody from trying to take a shortcut straight across the middle of the board. You can see that canyon there. Some orc vehicles, or some vehicles that were destroyed on the start line, their orcs are going to have to run across the centre of the track. Now you might be able to pick out a lone figure or two in the middle of the table. They are guys trying to make the short run across the middle of the table without getting blown away by the stomper. Here you can see Julian moving his truck away from the wall. Lewis's truck is now immobilised, but Julian has regained motion. And is making some successful thrust moves to shoot his truck around the track. Here you can see my valiant truck. I crashed into that wall by trying to make a thrust roll as I went through the canyon. Here we've got Jim. Jim is just manoeuvring into position for the final straight. He's just turning his truck around so he can get in line for multiple thrust moves towards the finish line, making some fine adjustments before he goes to some dice rolls. So his first roll, a 3, that's a successful roll. He's going to go 6 inches forward, and a 1, that's a fail. But a 5 means he goes d6 inches forward, it's a 6. He shoots 6 inches further towards the finish line. Time for a quick overview. There's Julian and Al's trucks trying to catch us up, a couple of lone boys trying to make their way across to the finish line, me just trying to intercept Jim at the last moment, and Jim driving in for the win. Well done!